Boys and girls, how you doing? Brad here. This is day 4 of the system. I've tried doing this video now 7 times. 7 times doing this video and I'm failing. And in life and in business, there's going to be times when actually it's not going right for you. It's not working. And there's sometimes when it's appropriate to quit. There's sometimes when it's appropriate to no longer try. This isn't one of those times. I've committed myself to doing this video. I've said from the outset that that I'm going to do a video every single day throughout the month of January, 10-minute video, which is really going to aimed at helping you find a way through your life, find a way through your business, find a way through your brain and your foggy thinking. This is day 4, and it's not as easy today as it's been for the last 3 days. Now, what's going on there? Is it down to inspiration? Is it down to motivation? Is it down to the day that I've had? Or is it a combination of all these things? You are human. We're all human, and it's really important that you recognize that you're not a robot, and in no way or form are you superhuman. But what you are is a human. And on occasion, it's going to be easy, and on occasion, it's going to be tough. And that's what life's about. Think about what I've just said. On occasion, it's going to be easier, and on occasion, it's going to be tough. And anything that you've ever done or anything that's ever been worthwhile fighting for in your life has never been easier. When I started my business off, it wasn't easy. When I wrote my books, it wasn't easy. When I first spoke in public, it wasn't easy. You get a point. And the same goes for you. There's going to be times in your life and in your world right now more than ever before when you're going to want to not bother. But we need to. And I said something earlier today when I spoke at a seminar. I said that, if all you've got right now is hope, hope is enough. Business owners up and down the land are struggling right now on so many levels, whether it's emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, whatever. In some way or form, they're all copying for it, business owners and people around the UK. And it's important that you recognize that you're not alone in this one. And I go back to that thing about being superhuman. If you see my videos, you think that these videos are done in one because they're a 10-minute video and they are, put my timing on, they're a 10-minute video and they, seemingly in one take. On occasion, you can make the occasional boo-boo, but so what? That's what life's about, because an expert is someone that has made all the mistakes in a particular niche field. So when it comes to speaking in camera, I've made them all. When I first started speaking onto camera 2 years ago, I couldn't look at a lens. It's like Stevie Wonder. Scared of looking at a lens in case it stole my soul. Easy for me to say, stole my soul. You see what I'm saying? So this whole thing is important to recognize that no one is born an expert, and there's going to be times when it's tough. There's going to be times when actually you think, I can't do this. But the only way that you become an expert is by making mistakes, and the only way you can become the only way you make mistakes is by making decisions, and the only way you make decisions is by making decisions. Where you're going to end up in your life, where you're going to end up in your world, is a direct result of your decisions, of how you handle things that come your way. This has not in any way or form been an easy few years. It's not. But actually, what's the options right now? For anyone that is tuned into this, what are your options right now? Give up or find a way. And that's what this system's about. It's about finding a way, but not only finding a way in the real world, but finding a way here. Because this is where a lot of our problems all start. So many of our problems in our lives and in our world and our businesses are here. They're made up here. And have been created as a result of the past, or created as a result of worried about the future. But when we start living in the now, the right now, whilst you're tuned into this, then life's okay. And you can find that hope that you need. But when you start looking in the future, oh my gosh, you start getting anxious. That's going to happen. This is going to happen. When you start looking at the past, oh yeah, but it didn't work that time. Or you start getting depressed and stop. So it's so important that you find your hope. Because if all you've got is hope, it's enough. But what I need you to do is I need you to focus, not on the big picture. Not on the big picture. I need you to focus on the small picture. If you focus on the small picture, the big picture will paint itself. And that's what you've got to do. Start looking at what your big picture looks like. I want to take the kids to Disney World. I want to do this. I want to do that. That's great. But how are you going to make that happen? What are the small steps that you need to take in order to paint that picture? Or it's just the COVID. You can't do this with a camera. Not true. But you see what I'm saying? But it's about change. And so many people are scared of change. And lots of people are looking back for answers, looking at the way it once was and wanting to go back to the way that it once was. We can't do that anymore. what faces you right now, your world is your world, not the old one that we're used to all living. That's finished. And I'll put this in perspective just so you can understand. You know, I was once 7 years old, and when I was 7 years old, the things that I was interested in was Lego and cartoons or whatever. And when I was 14, I was then into BMX bikes and youth clubs. And then when I was 21, I was into nightclubs and whatever. And every step of the way we change. And so have you. Every step of the way you changed. And, you know, probably wouldn't be as appropriate for me to be, you know, on BMX bikes at my age anymore, or playing Lego. Although I do have a Lego there. Do you see what I'm saying? So we all change. And it's as simple as a change as doing that and recognizing that we've all not only moved on in our ages, but also moved on in our lives and our world and our environment. But we can try and go back to a place that no longer exists. And when you start doing that, that's when it starts causing you to have anxiety. That's when it starts causing you to be angry, wanting to go back to a place that no longer exists. Then it starts causing you to be depressed. And then somewhere along the way, you get to acceptance. And I think, well, how do you know this, Brad? When I first moved away from Manchester back in 1995, with the most terrible situation, worst day of my life, I moved away from Manchester, I moved away to Somerset. And that's exactly what happened to me. Is the first thing was denial. Denial that, you know, that the world that I was living in, you know, I could go back to it. And then from that denial, I got angry, pissed off with, you know, the fact that the circumstances had led me to where I am. And then I got depressed, and then I got to acceptance. And that's what I'd say to you right now with your world. And this situation about where you are is that somewhere along the way, you're going to have to get to acceptance. Acceptance that your circumstances in your life and your world about where you are right now is exactly where you are right now. And no amount of resisting it is going to move you forward. At some point, you've got to release, and at some point, you've got to accept. And that's what this is about. So first and foremost, you know, these videos, I want you to find that hope within yourself. I just want you to get yourself, sit down, quiet, and I just want you to think about that. And I want you to find that hope within yourself. Find that hope within yourself and start reinvigorating your brain and getting yourself working in a positive mindset. You know, a positive mindset won't solve everything. It won't. I recognize that, but it'll help. So, people, I'm going to round it off there. You know, from my perspective, this was a struggle to do today. A real struggle, I promise you. Like I say, 6 or 7 times I've done this video. And this video is not perfect, but it doesn't have to be. And that's what I'd say to you right now. Don't get it perfect. Just get it going. Till next time. I did it, see? I did it. And you know what? You'll do it as well. Have an amazing evening.